This is George Dionne of the Rock is George podcast, and this is a KNAC.com exclusive interview with Sinner and Primal Fear bassist Matt Sinner. Today we're talking about your latest album under the Sinner banner, which is also the final album under the Sinner banner, Boom Bang Goodbye. When did you make the decision that this was going to be the last Sinner album?
When I saw my schedule of Primal Fear, I thought there is not enough space to do anything for Sinner, because that's the band I started my musical career, and for me it was always important, but during the last years, my calendar was packed with Primal Fear back and forth, and a lot of festivals, a lot of tours, recordings, and so on. And I thought Sinner doesn't get the focus that it deserves. So then there came November, and there was not a lot to do for Primal Fear in November. I was sitting down and was bored and wrote some songs. And my friend and longtime partner in Sinner, Alex Scholb, he came to my house and was listening to the stuff. And he said, "Oh, what the fuck? We have to do an album with these songs. We really have to do something. This is too good just to be on your hard disk forever." I said, "You think so? Okay, but if I'm doing this, I want to do it special, and I want to get the budget from the record company to record it old school." So that was my target. I knew the music is not the most modern stuff, and it's more like a traditional way Sinner always was. And but then the recordings has to fit to the whole thing. So the record company was listening to some songs and said, "Yeah, this is really great. Don't you know how good this is?" I said, "No." I don't know, but it's nice to hear that I didn't do any stupid shit, yeah. And yeah, they gave me a nice budget, and I could really record the stuff in a cool way in a recording studio like we always did. And I could assemble some friends on the album that I really like to play with, longtime friends and very loyal people. So that was the start of the whole thing. And then it came to the vocals. And I was singing the demos. So for me, it was clear I was singing this album, but maybe it would be cool to have one or two special guests on the album. So I wrote to some people who I worked in the last, let me say, 15 years together in a great way and in a cool way. And I didn't expect the feedback. Everybody wanted to sing. I said, "Holy shit." I can't tell them you can't do this if I'm asking. So I have to find a way to make it great. So, and then the idea came up to make that very special, and having a lot of different singers on the album. I'm only singing on one song. I'm all over the album on backing vocals, but The only real lead vocal I'm doing is Road to Remember. And everything else, I step back and let some fantastic guys doing the thing.
So it's quite the unusual album title. How did you settle on Boom Bang Goodbye?
This is mostly coming at night when I can't sleep. I have some weird dreams and ideas, and that was the title, I think. Yeah, why not?
Now, the songs on Crash Boom Bang seem to tell the story of Sinner, from the early beginnings to the good times to the final chapter. Was this the theme by design, or am I grasping at straws here?
No, 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 no. I was, as the decision was made, uh, I always write first the music and then the lyrics. So my target was to write a positive album. I don't want to have a depressive soundtrack as the last album. And the world in these days is not so funny anymore. So uh, I want to give the people some fun and some joy, and they should have a lot of fun with this album. You put it on, crank it up, and it's good vibes. So that was the main target of the whole thing. Second was the lyrics for me were very important. I write a lot about personal things, and every song tells his own story. And it's not my mother language. I'm from Germany, and to find the right words sometimes it's not that easy with if you have very sensible stuff to talk about. But I did my best. I'm not Bruce Springsteen, but I did my best.
Well, it's a great album. I definitely think that you should be proud of it. I've been giving it a listen the last week or so. Let's talk a little bit about the songs. Why don't you tell me a little bit about one of the lead promotional singles, Wait?
Yeah, that's the essential of the good vibes. It's the summer song. The sun is shining, the grass is green, the flowers are blooming. Get a kiss from your girl, a good drink, and listen.
Simple enough. Another promotional single you had out, Ronnie Romero is featured on vocals. Leave It All Behind. Kind of sounds like what you're doing here with Sinner.
I think it's a song I'm really proud of. I think it's one of the strongest songs I've written. And Ronnie, we're working since, I think, 15 years. 50 years ago, we met for the first time, and we always crossed our path, and we have a great, great partnership in everything. So I like him very much, and I think vice versa. And uh, he did, for me, a phenomenal job on this song. So I really like the vocals. I really what he's doing on the video. It is like he's singing a song he wrote, but he's just singing my song. And how he did it, it's for me still phenomenal.
When it comes to having other singers perform the songs that you wrote, is there a lot of direction that you have to give them? I mean, based on the cast of characters you have here, they're all pros in their field.
Yeah, the most important thing for me was they are all my friends. I don't want to ask people I've never worked with, I've never met, even they are the greatest singers on the planet. But for me, it was important the vibe has to fit. So, as I told you, I was singing the demos. So there was already a pattern, but the interpretation of every song is very individual. And this gives the spice to the song. Sometimes I was sitting at home, received the files, and for me, I was fucking emotional. It was like, wow, what started as songwriting without any expectation ended up with such a great output. For me, it was like a dream come true.
Was there a vocalist that you reached out to that you wanted on the album that you just couldn't make it happen?
Yes, there was one, and I will not promote his name. He's not worth it.
Wow.
I was sorry for that. So he promised me to do it, and the files never came. And then, um, yeah, then lucky enough, I had Ronnie who said, "Come on, I will sing the song." Say, okay, Ronnie, forget the other guy. You sing the song. That was one guy. The other guy I would love to have on the album is my longtime friend Ricky Warwick. He's from the Almighty and Thin Lizzy, and we worked together a lot in the last couple of years. But he was so busy with his own album, which is coming out now, that he had to pass. That would be a guy I would really love to have on the album, but no bad vibes. It was not possible, and I understand he has his own album, so.
Now, reaching back into Sinner's past, you got guitarist Mathias Dieth to appear on the album. He
The
appeared.
real spelling is Matthias Dieth.
Yeah, that's German. Not.
That's very German.
Yeah.
I understand.
I was way off.
No.
But anyway, he appeared on your 86 album coming out Fighting and your 87 album Dangerous Charm. How did you get him involved with this album?
Well, we stayed in contact, and he's a lawyer, and I saw that he is recording with Udo Dirkschneider. So I saw that he's still busy, and he also has a band with some guys from the Netherlands, and I thought so a little bit of nostalgia could be a nice thing. So I asked him, and he was on and did a super cool job on that solo he played.
Were there any other past Sinner members that you reached out to?
No, that has always a reason.
Fair enough. Now, I wanted to go back to the past a little bit if we could. The first two Sinner albums were Wild and Evil in 82 and Fast Decision in 1983. These were independent releases. Danger Zone, your third album, was released on Noise Records in 1984. It was the first of 4 Sinner albums that they released. How did you end up signing with Noise Records?
The first 2 albums are just demos that were released under weird circumstances. In the meantime, I got the rights back for this album, so nobody can make any more bullshit out of this. And for me, this was just the beginning as a young guy and not supposed to be released. The music business is sometimes cruel, so face the reality, and I won a court date, got the rights back, so game over. My first album I really count was Danger Zone, and I was signed to a publisher in Germany, a very well-known guy who liked what I'm doing, and he did the negotiations with Noise Records. At that point, they started what other record companies couldn't compete with. They started with great bands and got a big success. They had Halloween, they had Destruction, they had whatever, Running Wild, more and more and more. And these kind of German bands. And yeah, we did 4 albums and came to the point that, in my view, on the Dangerous Charm album, the demo sounding better than the finished album. So I was young, angry, crazy. I said, I don't want to continue with that. And we are a metal band or a heavy rock band, and we don't want to be a new foreigner. So I didn't agree to the record company, and that was the end of the 4 albums.
I think all the heavy metal labels wanted everybody to be the new foreigner right around that 87, 88 years.
That was the times. I don't remember so many things of that time, but that I remember.
Speaking of things you remember, what would you like Sinner to be remembered for?
Yeah, as a constant force in the European rock scene. Even in the darkest moments, I didn't give up. Even when the music was not popular and everybody said, oh, this sounds dated and this sounds old school and blah, 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 blah. You see, a lot of years later, nobody tells me this sounds old school or like dated or something. This was just what a lot of bands had to fight at these early 90s with the grunge rock, and how many bands, great bands, American bands, got destroyed of this, and people making fun out of it, and that was not fair in my view. But my love in music was always stronger. I didn't want to whine and complain. I just want to go on, play shows, having fun, writing songs, finding somebody who is finance my recordings. And go on.
Now, you said that Alex thinks that Boom Bang Goodbye is a great album. The record label thinks it's a great album. The singers that appear on it say it's a great album. I'm telling you, it's a great album.
Thank you.
I would think that there's got to be a point that somebody says we need, Boom Bang Goodbye Part 2.
Now you're killing me, huh?
Well, there's no real goodbyes in music. Come on.
No, I'm very active with Primal Fear.
Right, but I would say that if the record label, let's say they came with double the budget and said, we want another Sinner album, would you
They
consider
will
it?
not double this budget. Never. But yeah, never say never.
Exactly. Now,
Yeah, if I have a break in 3 years with Primal Fear and I got bored or have great ideas, let's see. But for me, I close this chapter now, and whatever will happen, let's see. We wrote a fantastic new album for Primal Fear. I'm in the studio right now, tracking bass, and love the songs, and this is totally satisfying. And even better that I had a second album at the moment out now, which is at least in Europe very successful. So for me, it's really a fantastic moment. So I will not complain. I have a lot of things to do, and I'm looking forward. And there is a future, and I'm very happy. A happy man at the moment.
you've mentioned several times that Primal Fear is keeping you busy as of late. Your last album, Domination, came out in 2025. Were you happy with the response to the album?
Absolutely.
The last three albums have been well received, actually.
Yeah, but the latest reports of the record company is that Domination uh, overall sold more copies than the one before, which is not so common in these days. Everybody is complaining, nobody buys CD anymore or vinyl anymore, blah, blah, blah. I think the super young kids doesn't listen to our music anyway. So the streamers, they are not our priority. Our priority are people who enjoy the music, who give the music time, put it on, crank it up, listen. These albums, also the new Sinner album, I take both Sinner and Primal Fear, they're not made for an iPhone. Yeah, they are made for a proper system that you can really enjoy the music. And this is important. So for me, I still make music not for iPhones.
Now, you're putting the final touches on the next Primal Fear album. When do you expect to have it complete and released to the public?
The album will be released in April. But before as always, we have 2 singles and videos. And this can start also in January. And yeah, really looking forward.
I know what your answer is going to be, but do you have a title for the album yet?
Yes.
But you can't tell me.
I tell you, I don't care. The album called Shadow Riders.
I like it.
Dark.
I wouldn't expect any other thing from Primal Fear besides dark.
Yeah, it's also a track on the album.
Mm-hmm.
Great track. Yeah. Let's start the bus.
Indeed. Now, you guys are in the middle of summer festival season. I know you've done a bunch of festival dates recently. How did they go for you?
Amazing. It was hard to describe. We played Graspop in Belgium, and Rockfest in Barcelona, which were in the middle of a heat wave. So on stage, it was, I don't know the American measurement, but in the European measurement, it was 50 degrees. You played in a sauna. So after the second song, your hands were burning. Lucky enough, I got some ice cubes and some water I could put over my head and survive that. That was brutal. And you have looking into around of 30, 40,000 people, and they having the heat also, and they were giving you a fantastic response. That was amazing. Then we had a show at the Masters of Rock Festival in Czech Republic where we could play a little bit later. So the sun was already gone, and that was really enjoyable. And also the people were super amazing. The only thing at the last song at Metal is Forever, we have a lot of pyros and fire. Then it was hot again.
Yeah, I've been next to those flame pyros. They get pretty hot.
Wow. And you know that it's coming and you
Right.
are prepared. But when it comes, you say, wow. And going through the whole song back and forth.
You recently announced Primal Fear is going to be on the 70,000 tons of metal cruise in 2027. Have you guys played one of these boat shows before?
Twice.
Yeah. What do you think of those?
Yeah, it's enjoyable. And I think if we wouldn't like it, we wouldn't do it. So for us, after some years of break, it's nice to do it again and looking forward. This is a nice thing. I know the organizer, and yeah, we got a good deal. Everything is cool. So we're gonna do this and looking forward. And it's also for a long time the first time we enter American soil. And even it's a transit only, and we're going to the harbor straight away. I hope everything is going smooth.
It's a little too expensive for Primal Fear to play on the mainland here in the United States, from what I understand.
I better keep quiet.
That's all right. So now that Sinner,
I have to say we love the country. We played
Absolutely.
played 7 tours from the East Coast to the West Coast and back to the East Coast. And we saw the whole country. We played little stops in Canada, come back to America. Everything was fine and cool. And it was wonderful to do it. And let's see in the future if it's getting easier for European bands to enter the country. That's too much risk. I don't want to blame anybody, but you getting paid in America, not in advance. You get paid when you enter the country and play. So all the costs which have to paid in advance to get there, flights, crew, bus, visas, lawyers, social security, and so on, it's a huge amount of money. If there is a risk that they don't let you in this country because of whatever reason, maybe they control my social media or whatever. don't know. And, and, and then we're fucked up and the band is bankrupt. Can we risk that? I don't think so. But maybe the time will change, everything will be smooth again and easy for us to play shows because we're coming for the fans, not for the politics.
I hear you. I think even beyond politics, it's tough for U.S. bands to tour these days, to say from the East Coast to the West Coast. Just everything more expensive. Even for a fan, the tickets are getting really expensive and things are starting to kind of downward trend.
Yeah, it's also in Germany. After the COVID, the prices were going up. For example, a tour bus, the price is double as before. And it goes on. And this and that. It's really tough sometimes to calculate such a tour. And I think it only makes sense if you make a cool package of, for example, 3 bands which are all attractive and will draw some people, and that could be the key to make this successful.
True. So now that Sinner is releasing has released their final album, what are you going to do in your downtime from Primal Fear?
I don't have any. Or I go in my pool, take a walk with my dog. I'm cooking for my girl, watching soccer with my kid. I can't say kid, is already 30, but we're watching together. We have the same club. We're crazy hooligans and watching soccer together, and fine. I've always something to do.
Absolutely. Sounds like a relaxing life when you're not out on the road.
Well, sometimes I wake up and thought, okay, today I take it easy. Yesterday I worked till midnight. I take it easy. One call at 9 o'clock in the morning can change the whole strategy. So don't believe I have a relaxed life, but I love it and I don't have a problem to work. And for me, I love music, and everything I can do with music is for me. I'm very thankful about that I can work in this job. I can't even imagine to work in a factory or something instead of making music.
Well, Matt, those are all the questions I have for you today. The new Sinner album is Boom, Bang, Goodbye. Fantastic album. It's out on Reigning Phoenix Music. And of course, the current Primal Fear album, Domination, is another great one. I wish you the best of luck with everything. And I want to thank you for taking the time to tell me more about it today.
Thank you, George, for taking time. And yeah, it was nice talking to you.